Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, oh! You may be wondering if I have gone crazy. No way. But this is a snow leopard welcoming you in today's event. Yes, that's how snow leopards makes a call. They are the only species of big cat who cannot roar. Okay, those of you who don't know me, my name is Rinjan Shrestha, and I am the big cat guy at WWF-Canada. I was born and raised in Nepal and joined WWF in 2008, right after I graduated from the University of Life Sciences in Norway. So, what do I do at WWF? I am associated with the Science Research and Innovation Unit of WWF Canada, and I'm currently engaged in helping my colleagues in undertaking studies to understand what we should do to make sure that these wildcats will have a good life. So, in doing so, I spend lots of time out in the remote mountains and setting up camera traps, just like the one in the picture here. We do camera trap surveys to count snow leopards. How many snow leopards are there out in the field, out in the mountains? And also, I often help my colleagues in fitting satellite collars to snow leopards to track their movements, to understand how large an area do they need in order to survive. So while in field, I often get to interact with local people to understand their way of life and their relationship with nature. And I find this part of my job is really inspiring. Uh, s- I'll now tell you a few things about snow leopards. These cats are the only species of big cats that call home to high mountains of Asia. And their dwelling place is also known as the world's cold desert because of the extremely harsh environment out there. Snow leopards are perfectly equipped for life in the mountains with their expert climbing skills and thick coat and huge snowshoe-like paws. So you may be surprised to know that not many people have seen them out in the wild. One reason for this could be that they live in one of the remotest regions of our planet. It often takes 1 to 2 weeks of foot expedition just to reach to the place where they live. Imagine a grueling walk of nearly 10 hours a day for 2 weeks at a stretch. And often uh, you have to, you oftentimes you might have to build bridges to cross the gushing streams along the way, just as in this video footage. I took this video during one of my field trips in Bhutan back in 2013. This stream is particularly dangerous as there was a particle drop of about 10 meters, just a few steps away from the place where we were building this bridge. So, another reason why only a handful of people have seen snow leopards out in the wild is that these cats are masters of camouflage, one of the most elusive creatures of the world. It's very likely that you will not be able to see them even if you are just a few meters away. But know that you will be under constant surveillance by this cat throughout the period while you would be there. We put together this picture just to show you that how elusive these cats can be. Can you spot the snow leopard in this picture? Well, guys, this is going to be one of the questions for our trivia quiz later today. Well, so because of their elusiveness, sparse population, and remote habitats, snow leopards are remaining to be one of the least understood species among the big cats of the world. The biologists have surveyed only 3% of their over 2 million square kilometers range in Asia. So for this reason, we really do not know how many snow leopards do we have. A crude guess is that there are not more than 4,000 adult individuals in the wild. And we know that they are extremely thinly populated, as some surveys show that you will find one snow leopard in an area as large as entire city of Toronto. So for this reason, snow leopards are aptly known as the curse of the mountains. In my entire career, spanning nearly 25 years now, I've seen them only in three occasions. My first encounter was in a remote Himalayas of Nepal called the village of Lo Monthang. I was then quite young and working as the conservation officer for a park called Annapurna Conservation Area. Yes, this picture it shows the, a baby snow leopard, which is my first encounter, and the picture was taken in that part of the park. So as it happened, it was actually one of those windy and snowy December morning. A herder came to our field camp carrying an orphan snow leopard, and he asked if we could look after the cub. I then asked him if he could take me to the site where he found this snow leopard cub. He agreed, and then we sprinted to the site on our horseback. As soon as we reached there, we looked around to see if we would find the mother snow leopard. We also left the cub at the site where the herder had picked it from, hoping that mother snow leopard would come back if she was around. As the time passed by, the weather got worsened, and then we thought that the cub would not survive if we leave them there any longer. The poor baby snow leopard had already spent whole day without food and warmth of her mother. So we took him back to the camp and gave him some milk and water, and I kept him close to me throughout that night. Poor snow leopard cub cried all night long. The memories of this incident still haunt me to this day. So this is one of those incidents that triggered me to pursue a career in wildlife biology. Fast forward 10 years. As a WWF wildlife biologist, my first international assignment was in Bhutan. My main task then was to ascertain if there were any snow leopards in the newly declared park called Wangchuk Sentinel Park. And if there are snow leopards, how many of them were there and if they had adequate food to eat or not. So it was a month of December in 2011. I flew to Bhutan from Toronto to take charge of this mission. After a week long hiking, our expedition finally reached an altitude of over 4,200 meters, a likely home of snow leopards in this park. So our first order of business was to locate the sites where snow leopards are likely to be found. Past experience tells us that snow leopards like to spend time in cliff bases, mountain passes, and ridge lines. So we began setting up camera traps in these sites. It took us nearly a month to set up a total of 27 camera trap stations across the area as big as city of Toronto, around 800 square kilometer. So these cameras were to remain out in the field for at least 2 months. So I came back to Toronto after setting up camera traps and waited impatiently for any news from the field. A call from Bhutan on one fine morning was like music to my ears. Our cameras had captured not only snow leopards but also their behavior that I had only read in scientific papers. So here is one of those footages. Here you will see the snow leopard spraying scents. Please note the wet patch forming on the cliff face. As a matter of fact, this is how snow leopards communicate with each other, and these signs act as their business cards. Because by leaving these signs, they tell other snow leopards about their gender, age, and their reproductive status. It also tell them when they visited this site, when the other snow leopard visited this site. I would particularly like to show you this video as it shows what biologists have termed as fleming behavior. In this video, you might notice that the snow leopard sniffing the scrape mark and a scent spray, most likely left by other snow leopard. And you see the cat taking out his tongue and pacing towards the direction of wind, just like this. Okay, so in in this way, he is inhaling the scent to get the information from a business card that he found there. You see, it's really sad. It's that these beautiful cats are currently facing a bleak future. A recent WWF study estimate that on an average, one snow leopard gets killed each day. They're mostly killed by poachers to trade in international black market. Local herders also often kill snow leopards in retaliation for loss of their livestock. Apart from this, looming impacts of climate change is also regarded as main threat for their survival. Our study has shown that snow leopards will lose nearly one third of their habitat by the end of this century as climate gets warmer and wetter in the Himalayas. So, in order to address this alarming situation, we are working with local communities, national and international partners across the snow leopard range countries. Please visit WWF-Canada website to know more about this. And my friends, all of us have a role to play in saving these beautiful cats. Please join us in our efforts to secure their survival now and into the future. Okay, let me conclude my talk with this video. This video gives us a message of hope because a snow leopard with quadruplets, four cubs, is rarely seen out in the wild. They are usually seen with two cubs, but here we have four cubs in one litter. A great video footage indeed from our colleagues in WWF Mongolia. All right, let me now take your questions. Let me see how many questions have I got. Oh, Emily is asking if I was a snow leopard. Yes, I am. I'm one of snow leopard's friends. Really. So, Yasmin, I've got a question from Yasmin here. Yasmin is asking how snow leopards would survive in the cold. Yes, Yasmin, that's a very good question. Uh, they have a coat that is about 6 inches thick, and that helps snow leopard to survive out in the cold. And also, they have snowshoe like paws that helps them to move around in the snow without making any sound. Hannah is asking if snow leopards attack humans. No, there is no record until now if snow leopards attacking humans. So snow leopards, they don't attack humans. They are so size. As soon as they spot humans, they will run away. They will run away. It's like where's okay. I've got a question from Nikita. If Nikita is asking how fast snow leopard run. Good question, Nikita. Snow leopards are very fast, but they are not the fastest big cat. That title goes to cheetah. Still, snow leopards they can run as fast as 65 kilometers per hour. Oh, Lashlan is asking. Hi, Lashlan. Yep. So, what sound snow leopard make? Okay, I'll try to mimic snow leopard sound. Oh! So this is how snow leopards they can't roar, and this is the one of the sounds that they make. They, of course, they yawl and they howl, but they cannot roar. Uh yeah, Steph got a question from Steph here. She's asking why are snow leopards important to the environment? Good question, Steph. Yeah, as a top predator of their ecosystem, snow leopards, they help regulate populations of many other species, and thus they play a vital role in maintaining the integrity of ecosystem that they call home. So, but most importantly, snow leopards home contains headwaters of several important river systems in Asia, and over 330 million people directly depend on these rivers for their life and livelihood. So saving snow leopards means saving their habitats and also overall environment that so many people depend on. Emily, so she's asking if every snow leopard spots are unique like fingerprints. Yes, Emily, that's correct. And that is how we identify individual snow leopards. Just like our fingerprints, no two snow leopards will have a same spot pattern on their body coat. Okay, guys, we'll have to move to next session now. And if we did not answer your question today, please don't worry. We are going to get them on comments. Well, it's time for trivia now. Get ready, guys. Here comes the question number one. As I said earlier, folks, you'll have to spot snow leopard in this picture. Can you tell me Which part of the picture that the snow leopard is in? A, B, or C? Just to give you a hint, there is a snow leopard behind those three blue sheep. Is trying to ambush those sheep. They've got a weird name because they are neither blue nor sheep. Biologists believe that they are closer to goats than sheep. So this snow leopard is hiding somewhere behind those three blue sheep. Can you tell me in which part of the picture? Yes, you guys are spot on. You're really good at it. Yes, B. That's correct. Absolutely. Heather, Susan, Nick, Doreen, Clemo, Jonah, you guys are correct. There is a snow leopard. I wonder if you could spot it. Yeah. Great job. Well, guys, next question. The question number 2 for our trivia session today. Why are snow leopards' home considered as the third pole of our planet? I repeat the question once again. Why are snow leopards' home considered as the third pole of our planet? Guys, just to give you an hint, it's got to do with snow and ice. Do I have any guesses here? Why are snow leopards' home considered as the third pole of our planet? Come on, guys. We've got Arctic, we've got Antarctica. So now we've got third pole. Oh, Jacob is saying that because it's so high up in the mountains. I take that. Uh, Christopher, I take that. Jacob, oh no, there's a little life due to the cold temperature, Jacob. I take that too. Similar climate to the Arctic and Antarctica. Erin, you're pretty close. Same as Arctic. Susan, guys are really good at it. Okay, I will give you a more precise answer. Because snow leopards rains, it's got the largest accumulation of snow and ice outside of polar regions. So for this reason, the snow leopards range is also known as the third pole of our planet. You guys are really good at it. Well, we'll now move on to the last question for today. Here comes your third and last question. Recent satellite telemetry in Nepal recorded snow leopard at the highest altitude ever documented for big cats. Could you guess the altitude? Recent satellite telemetry in Nepal recorded snow leopards at the highest altitude ever documented for big cats. Could you guess the altitude? Let's do our range. Come on, guys. I will give you a hint. It is pretty close to altitude of Canada's highest mountain. John, Jonah, You 5,600. Pretty close. You guys are good. Spot on. Wow. 5,000, 6,000. Heather 6,000. Catherine 4,500. Any other guesses? Kathy 5,500. Joyce 6,000. Doreen 8,000. 8,000 is about the height of Mount Everest. Kathy 6,000. It's about the altitude or height of Canada's highest mountain, Mount Logan. 7,000. 5,900. Steve, you're pretty close. So 75,000. Alexandra. Okay, I'll give you an answer. It is 5,858 meters. 5,858 meters. So this is the highest recorded altitude ever documented for big cats. And our satellite telemetry work, actually, we fitted one collar to snow leopard there, and he's been using this altitude. We've recorded him a couple of times in this altitude. Okay, with that, we'll wrap up today's Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time today. It was great sharing my snow leopard story with you all. Guys, please do not forget to tune in next Wednesday for yet another exciting session on Finwheel with my amazing colleague Hussein. Thank you again, once again, guys. Have a good rest of the day.